Hey, so to continue where we left off, the Broncos add ex-Cleveland Brown, T.J. Ward, and the Eagles add ex-New Orleans Saints, Michael Jenkins. And that leads us to my predictions, and not really even predictions to where I think they will end up is where they should end up because it makes the most absolute sense. And I was going to start with Jairus Byrd going to the Eagles, but considering that Michael Jenkins has made his way there since Philly has been the worst defense passing wise, we're going to go to the next worst as in Minnesota, and that's where Jairus Byrd should end up. And next for the available free agents is Eugene Monroe. And he will help a team with either their passing or their rushing. And considering Atlanta has been the worst rushing team and has a good back, they obviously need help on the line. And coaching, of course, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But we're going to send Eugene Monroe to the Falcons. And next on the list is Alex Mack, and he should resign with the Browns, but in case they don't, we're going to send him to the worst passing team because he's a great pass blocker, and that would have him ending up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next on the list is Alteron Werner, and that boy, he turned up. He ain't the fast yet, but he pretty good. So we're going to send him to the Steelers, but we can't get everybody. So if my Steelers can't get him, I guess we'll send the sorry Dallas because they can use a little help. Matter of fact, no, Dallas, y'all can't get him yet because y'all got pretty good corners. Y'all safety is just garbage. So we're going to send him to Philly. We're going to let Philly sure up that secondary with Alteron Werner. Then next on our list is DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware is going to help your overall defense. So, but specifically your pass defense. So we're going to send DeMarcus Ware to San Diego. San Diego runs a little 3-4, and he will be a monster on that side. Next up on the list is Aqib Talib. Another guy who I would like for my Steelers to go out and get. He's a shutdown corner, really defensive back because he can play all the positions. But he's not that durable, but still, if we can't get him, I would like for him to see him go to Minnesota. That'll help shore them up. Give them a corner and a safety, because that's what they really need. Just like Philly. And next on our list is Eric Decker. And he's alright. But we're gonna send him. Let's send him to the Jets. Cause Geno Smith will need a white boy out there that he could throw the ball to, that ain't gonna turn up on him when he messing up. So next up on the list, we got Jason Hatcher. And Jason Hatcher, he did his thing, stopping that run. So of course they need him in Chicago. Jason Hatcher to the Bears. Next is Henry Melton. Same thing. To the Bears, and if the Bears don't want him, the Falcons need him. B.J. Raji. We can keep doing this all day. To the Bears, then to the Falcons, and then to New England. And sad to say, Lamar Willie. Oh my goodness. My Steelers got to have him. But in case they don't, since he didn't want to take no pay cut, I guess we'll let him go to Dallas to replace DeMarcus Ware. Next up is Randy Starks. Another big man in the middle. So to keep on the train going. Chicago, Atlanta, New England, and then Jacksonville, of course. Next up, we got Hakeem Nicks. Hakeem Nicks is a pretty good wide receiver. So we're going to send him to Tampa Bay, team him up with Vincent Jackson for a nice little domination. Next up on the list, we got Jermichael Finley. And we can also send him to Tampa Bay because they need a tight end, but he can't catch, so they got to teach him how to catch. And if he don't want to go to Tampa, the Jets really can use some help as well. Next up, Linval Joseph. Big joker from the U. Turn up. We're going to keep this going with how we've been going with the rushing defense. From worst to first, Chicago, Atlanta, New England, Jacksonville, and Buffalo, of course, could use some help. And then my dog, DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Of course, we would love to see him in the Steelers uniform, but hey, we know how the game goes. So, in case we can't get him, we're going to send DRC to Oakland. That'll be a nice little combo with Woodson. Next up on the list is Brandon Spikes. He's slow, but he hits you hard. So I would love to see him in the Steelers uniform. But in case we can't, they really need him in Chicago. After Urlacher left, they need somebody to fill that middle. Jared Allen. Jared Allen will also love to see him in the Steelers uniform. But we all know how the game goes. So we're going to send him to Philadelphia. That's the top 25. Next up on the list is that man Michael Vick. Michael Vick. And I would love to see Michael Vick in these top 3 places. Either in Tampa Bay with the New York Jets or San Francisco. Push Colin Kaepernick, take his job or whatever. And, you know, it's always been the rumors floating around with Minnesota, but we don't know what Matt Castle getting a new deal. Next up is Paul Saloye. Another D tackle. And y'all know what we do to D tackles. They stop the run. So Chicago, Atlanta, New England, Jacksonville, Buffalo, and Dallas. Y'all need that help. Then next up, we got Golden Tate. And that's that man. He be turning up. So we're going to send Golden Tate to the rival San Francisco 49ers. Then we're going to send his big bro, Ben Tate. We're going to send Ben Tate to... I wouldn't mind saying Ben Tate as a Steeler. He's pretty tough. But we're going to send him to the sorry Giants. Because they need a running back. We got Walter Thurman. We're going to send Walter Thurman to San Diego. And we're going to send Justin Tuck. Or we're going to send Justin Tuck. I guess we can send Justin Tuck to Minnesota because they got to replace Jared somehow. The next up, Cromartie. Of course, I would love to see Antonio Cromartie as a Steeler. And combine the cousins for the ultimate shutdown and best secondary in the league. But we all know how the game goes, so that might not happen. So, see Antonio Cromartie in Denver. I feel like that will help them a lot. Especially since they released Champ Bailey. Anthony Collins, you know, help that pass and that run. So we're going to send him to the Jets. Next up, we got Julian Edelman. And we're going to send Julian We're gonna send Julian to San Fran. They can use a little more help. Darren McFadden has been off the board. He's re-signed with the Raiders. And James Jones, big head, we'll send him to fuck it, send him to the Jets. E-Man saying, I really hope and need for him to stay with the Steelers. But in case he don't, I feel like a good landing spot for E-Man would be, that's Emmanuel Sanders for those who don't know, would be for Buffalo. He'd be a nice little combination with Stevie Johnson. Darren Sproles, of course we want him at the Steelers, but we already know how the game go. So we're going to send Darren Sproles to the Jets because they need a running back, wide receiver. They need everything on offense that you can possibly think of. Next up, we got Captain Munnerlyn. Yeah, we can use him with the Steelers, you know. But we're going to send him to Dallas because he can play a little safety. Move him around. Big Tyson Jackson, of course, we can use him with Pittsburgh. Gonna stop that run. But just in case we don't get him, y'all know how we do it. Chicago, Atlanta, New England, Jacksonville, Buffalo, Dallas, and the Colts could all use Tyson Jackson. Next up is Willie Young. The same goes for him. Stop that run. Pat Sims, same goes to him. Stop that run. Terrell Brown, who needs help with that pass defense. Everybody, of course, but we're gonna send him to Jacksonville. We're gonna let him make a twerk in Jacksonville. Then Darryl Smith, he did an all right job trying to replace Ray Lewis, but he would never be Ray Lewis. That's why we're gonna send him to Atlanta. They need some help real bad stopping that run. Michael Orr, no, he can help on the offensive line with either passing or rushing. So we're gonna send him to the Jets. And John Asamoah, we're gonna send him to the 49ers. And that's gonna end this video because it's already been 12, almost 13 minutes. What's so that? What? Part 4 or 5 coming up? One of them two. Just that's halfway. We halfway there. Just know that.